How's it going, guys? Welcome back to 60 Seconds Reatomized. This is it. This is the run. This is the one where we win it all. The big... I don't know what, but it's going to go well. I have a feeling. This is the one. We're going to do it in this episode. Sleazy looking trader, mysterious bag. Do you know what this time? This time I'm going to go for the bag. 1 can of soup for a mystery bag of who knows what. We got an achievement out of the bag, and it came with a cat. Sharikov? I mean, we banished Timothy for reading seemingly Russian propaganda, and now all of a sudden we have this clearly Russian cat. I don't know if we should trust this little kitty. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, emitting a screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be just an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its collar says Sharikov. Is that its name? I kind of wonder. I hope it doesn't just, like, steal food all the time or any shit like that. I guess you guys are on a bit different of a food rotation. That's fine. Hard to keep track of the time down here. We can't tell if it's night or day. Our sleeping patterns are messed up. Those terrible light bulbs are not helping. Too bad we can't replace them. There has to be something we can do about this. I don't think you were going to first aid the light bulbs. So that was probably not going to work either way, is my thinking. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems we'll need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away, or at least save us some radiation sickness. You're hungry again already? Ready? You were just starving, and I just dealt with that. Traveling salesman paid us a visit today. He introduced himself as Willie. Apparently, business can do well even after the end of the world. The checkerboard is all we have. Water is the thing we're sitting on the most of. I think, it could have been 2 or 4 for 1. I'm gonna pass. Hey, made it back, not sick. Cat just moving around. I like that. I like that the cat just kind of wanders around this little bunker. The gas mask did its job. You brought it back intact too, which is very good. He was friendly and he just left. It's good. Before our expedition could get anywhere, we ran into a group of freaky people dressed like wizards. They were eager to trade some of their supplies for a few items. Sounded like a fair deal, so we invited them in. They had some food with them that we actually bought with real pre-apocalypse money. They thought the coins we gave them were magical. We didn't argue. And we really didn't want to sell, they really didn't want to sell us the radio. They claimed it was evil and whispers about the return of the Dark Lord. We gave them a bottle cap. So we regained the radio again, but it's like I can't believe I'm on my 3rd radio of this run. But legit, I don't really know. We should be more careful next time. Possibly. You're probably hungry coming back from your expedition. Starving. God, quit getting so hungry so easily. Do you know what? Everyone get back on a rotation here. Everyone get back on the same page. I'm trying to look after everyone here. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Dolores, you haven't gone out once. No, maybe she did. She did go out once, I think. But just a quick in and out, I want you to go take a look and see what's going on there. Just to try and keep an eye on things. A shocking discovery. It was a rusty tank. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts, but the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive away and leave this radioactive hell behind? That does seem like a pretty good opportunity if it should come up again for us. Guys, quit it with the constant hunger. I don't have that much to go around. Gotta pack up an expedition. What the shit? Wow, okay, we're getting our schematics going for the tank here. What are we missing? A woman came by with a creature she claims is a camel, provided that camels have 5 legs. I wonder if I should just straight up trade away the radio. If I just give up on that dream and just be done with it. It's only 1 for the checkerboard. I've already made contact The map is the next important thing. I legit don't think I need the radio anymore at this point. So I think I'm gonna try trading it away and see where that gets me. What a bunch of sorry, grubby-looking fools. Except the cat. The cat looks so content up there. He found the vent to chill next to. We exchanged goods with the trader. She went her way before she left. She insisted that we should listen to radio broadcasts if we ever want to get out of the shelter and find a safer place to be. Great. Thanks for that after the finders, keepers, or whatever. Like, the no trade backs is probably more accurate. While playing in the shelter, Sherikov stumbled upon a small wooden box that was hidden behind some loose bricks. It contained some useless memorabilia and a can of old bug spray. I never would have guessed that this stupid little cat was going to find us anything rather than, like, stealing supplies, essentially. Hungry, not feeling great, not looking great, but time to head on out. Yeah, the gas mask I think is a good idea to keep with you. And, yeah, let's go get. Bring us back a map if you find one, because we've been down here for almost 2 months. We really need to get on out. The family photo. I didn't notice before that got picked up like that. Water supply. Oh, our water is just overflowing at this point, isn't it? Dolores heads her way on out. How you guys doing? A little bit tired, thirsty, fatigued, not feeling so good? Drink up. Have some water. You'll feel great. Hopefully less tired. We've been hearing strange noises lately. It's coming from outside. Or is it something that came into the shelter with us? Could it be? We found nothing. We feel like we might be going crazy. We should probably get busy with something to keep us occupied before it gets any worse. You know what? We haven't played checkers in like a month. Hasn't it been ages since we had family game night? Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Having some fun made us forget about... What was it again? That's the right attitude. Out of sight, out of mind. Never think about it again. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside our door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people probably armed. Anyone who intrudes themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Things are going really well for us right now. I'm going to opt to not let them in, even though I feel like that's probably supposed to be like a reverse psychology thing of some sort, that it would actually be someone useful. We stayed silent until the group on the other side of the door went away. They didn't show up afterwards, so we figured it was the wise thing to do. Let's just hope they don't come back in greater numbers. But we didn't really have a way to defend ourselves, so I think it was probably the right bet. So this is what it's come to, sitting idly in the shelter with very few supplies and a growing sense of impending doom. If only there was something we could do about it, like breaking into our neighbor's shelter. We know the lock is broken. We saw her restocking the shelter before the bomb. Should we go check it out? She and her children probably didn't make it out anyways, right? Yeah, fuck them. The odds are that they're dead. Dead as can be. Mary Jane is turning into a chicken lady. That's honestly a little worrisome. I'm not sure what's going on. We're now richer in some supplies, but for some reason we don't feel very good about it. Let's just never mention this whole thing again. That was a ton of food. Mary Jane is sleepy. Can we spare some water? She went nuts. It's the first time I've had a character go nuts. And I don't know. I don't know what to do about crazy. You guys go ham, though. Maybe that'll make you feel better. Sherikov seems to be fond of our checkerboard. Its favorite game during stretches of extreme boredom and silence in the shelter is pushing the checker pieces off the table as it gazes intently at whoever happens to be sitting the closest. Just that usual, like, what do you think of that? The sound of checkers hitting the floor every 10 seconds is getting on our nerves, and we're considering taking the game away. Should we let him play with the checkers? But is it driving everyone nuts? Is that where the nutsness is coming from? I think that's unrelated. Probably just the stir craziness. I don't know what kind of... I fear that this is some mutant cat and it's going to go buck wild. Oh, she's getting crazier. But I worry this cat's going to do some crazy shit if we don't let it do its thing. As soon as we allowed him to play with the checkerboard, Sherikov instantly got bored of it. It did sit on top of it for a whole afternoon, though, leaving us with no entertainment whatsoever. The selfish bastard. At least it didn't break anything. She isn't mentally stable. She seems to have lost the ability to reason normally. She looks like she's in a bad way, and I have no concept whatsoever of how. I can't believe this is like the most supplies I've ever had. I have no idea how to treat crazy in this world. Alert! There's a gang of firefighters outside. Or at least they're dressed like ones. They were helpful earlier. They've been banging on the door, ordering us to surrender all of our supplies. They claim they will drive us out with fire if we don't comply. I guess the definition of a firefighter has somewhat changed recently. How do we oppose them? They're trying to fight us with fire? Let's try and lock it, although we literally stole this padlock from the fire department, so that there's a chance they have a key, but I doubt the game, like, remembers that. So hopefully we just lock them out, they just go away. Achievement Pacifist. Yep. Trying not to cause any trouble, just leave us alone, please. I have a very sick daughter down here. We didn't think that a small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave the whole break-in a fair shot. They'll call it try, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock is in no shape to be used again. We need to think of other ways to fight off the bandits and other soup-hungry barbarians. Knock on the door. Someone wants to trade again. I don't think we need a fourth radio. If we had a map, I would definitely never give it away. They used to sell cookies, but they have branched out and now offer other items too. Smart girls. Not today. But it's very funny that Girl Scouts, Girl Guides or whatever have branched out like that. Although the girls are very brave walking around, we didn't have any interest. They wished us a nice day and left during one of its insane episodes of around 3 a.m. last night. Makes me think of the Gus Johnson video. Sharakov ran face first into the wall, causing a brick to fall out. Beyond it was a cigar box with some ammunition inside. Thanks whoever left it there. We still don't have a rifle, but that's decent. That's pretty good. Something we didn't have before. Trash can is becoming full of empty soup cans, and that unmentionable bucket is overflowing. Both of them are attracting strangely glowing, suspiciously big insect wildlife. Roaches weren't that big before the war, were they? Let's use the bug spray. I don't know. The last time I had it, I took it above with me, I think. It seems like it might be a more effective killing mechanism than the book. Although I haven't really... An insane person is highly unpredictable. That's honestly the first new thing that came from that in, like, weeks. That was close. A nest of those glowing bugs might have been more than enough to drive us out into the wasteland. Roaches are just the worst. But radioactive roaches? Yikes. A pair of strangers, probably bandits, searched the remains of our house above. We overheard them talking. One of them mentioned they captured a woman whose description matched Loris. We don't think they'll let her go. Shit. That's terrible. I just had gotten so used to people coming back after their expeditions, I forgot that it could fail. Ted and Mary Jane have been butting heads lately. Today they got into an argument over movie characters. Specifically, who would win in an ultimate battle. Peter Pan or an army of mutated cockroaches. It's a tricky one for sure, and the debate is heated. Who will come out on top? Ted probably on the side of Peter Pan. I have to assume that would be the stance that he would take. She's crazy anyways. Maybe we should have given her a win though. Either that would make her crazier, more confident in her psychosis, or it would ease her mind. Mary Jane was so confident about her case, she said she would bet a full can of soup on it. In the end, Ted's arguments were just stronger, and Mary Jane begrudgingly handed over a can. We're not sure whether to be grateful or not, or angry that she was hiding it all along. That's kind of what I was thinking. Mary Jane still can't handle her own thoughts. She's also bothered by recurring nightmares. That's horrible. That's honestly horrible. I feel real bad about that. But it's about time someone went up top and did some scavenging. Take an axe with you. Crazy person up top with an axe. You'll do great. You'll thrive up there, I'm sure. Sharakov is still a fresh addition to our little family, so we need to keep an eye out on it. And believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on its collar. It seems to be a metal plate with an address on it, and it's not far. Should we take a quick trip and see what's there? Yes. I like having this cat around, but I bet they'll be so grateful to have their little precious kitty returned to them. Right? Right? We grabbed our new fluffy friend for a little stroll through the wastes, only to immediately run into a couple of gentlemen dressed in trench coats, fedoras, and shades. They gritted their teeth at the sight of the cat and said that they've been looking for it. Apparently it belongs to their dear old Nan, who loves it dearly. Before we could utter a word, they took Sharikov, thanked us, and left. The cat didn't seem to mind, so maybe it's for the best. That sucks. I feel like we got robbed today. Worse than the time that we actually got robbed. All hands on deck. There are people on the other side of the door, and they don't seem too friendly. In fact, they promised us a painful death in at least 17 times already. It's only been 5 minutes since they arrived. We better prepare. They'll be forcing that door open any minute now. We'll try to ease their minds with a lovely little bit of some mouth organ tunes. Maybe that'll ease the situation some. They lowered their weapons and cried a few tears, surprised by the beauty of our music. They let us live. Today. It's just been so long since I've heard a tune as sweet as those. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all goods stopped by, claimed he has a trader looking to barter. I am actually sitting on a lot of water, and I only have one mouth to feed. So I don't think I'm going to worry about that for now. Especially when you only have to drink every, like, 4 days. One bottle of water lasts, like, 16 days or whatever. We always thought life could be much better. That was before we got nuked. Now we think life could be much better. In a way, not that much has changed. Just the capitalizations of the letters. Just a little more emphasis. It seems like there's hope to be had there. Living in the past is not wise in our current situation. We need to think of today and tomorrow. To our surprise, we found Sharikov back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back. Is it our good care it appreciates? Our kind heart's optimism? Or is it just a stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Either way, I'm very happy to have him back. We're about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking at the door. It seems to be a trader who's very interested in ammunition. I feel like he would just flip it around on us in a rifle and be like, hey, now give me the rest of your stuff. So I vote no on that one. We could tell the stranger was disappointed, but that was none of our business. If ever there was a time to get used to life being disappointing, the end of the world is probably it. Time to grab some food. Curiosity almost killed the cat. Sharikov found a tiny wire sticking out from the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on our table. Jesus. Sharikov, what have you done, you little rascal? He found a tiny plaster fell. What is this thing anyway? Topped off with a big meowing furball. Are we just calling Sharikov a meowing furball? Or did he dislodge some weird mutant? What is this thing? Nobody remembers it being here before. The cat might get angry if we take it away the wire. So maybe it's best to leave it? Or should we examine that wire? Examine it. See what's up with the wire. Could be a car part? That doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm desperate here. I'm willing to take those kinds of risks. We grabbed the cable and followed it to a rusty old truck parked in our neighbor's driveway. How does that even make sense? I said it as a joke. That doesn't make sense. Upon opening the door, we were confronted by two men wearing huge headphones who looked extremely surprised to see us. They wire-trapped our shelter when we were asleep, and they were listening to everything we said. Wire-tapped, not trapped. We gave them hell and marched back to our own bunker. How dare you? Respect our privacy! That was about all that it probably would have amounted to. Mary Jane is also gone and not coming back. So it pretty much comes down to you, man. You might as well have a feast, I guess. I think you have to go out? Ooh, I didn't realize it gave little notes about going out. It sounds like bandits or thugs have taken control. Going out could be very risky, but I pretty much think you have to at some point. Bandits are at the door again. I'll try the harmonica again rather than a direct expedition, just to see how it goes. We live to see another day. Our attempt at producing beautiful, sorrowful music that would soften their hearts rustled into a cacophony of hellish noises instead. The attackers ran away, covering their ears. They'll probably be back. Well, that didn't go so hot, did it? I think we need to go out and try and find things. The agents who were spying on us are now at the door and want to explain themselves. Should we hear them out? Yeah. Yeah, lay it on me. Tell me what you got going on. Maybe they'll let me free. No? Anything important? Violence usually seems like the best option, but rarely is. They briefly waved some sort of ID cards in front of our faces and told us they're on a top-secret government mission. The wiretap wasn't to spy on us, but rather on the cat. It's suspected of being a Soviet agent. I called that so far back when he first showed up. It's suspected of being a Soviet agent. They're willing to let us into their super top-secret government safe house if we help them with some of their top-secret missions. They assured us they'd contact us again with more details. That sounds great, guys. I'm all about that. I'm top secret government, what have you. Sounds fantastic to me. Whatever, bring the ammo, I guess. I don't know. It's a lot easier to bluff someone with a rifle without ammo than it is to bluff someone with ammo without a rifle. Oh, shit. Is this an end? Why is there like candles, a candle vigil and everything all around all this? Is that like saying it didn't make it back? This guy's trying to deliver a letter? What happened here? Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. We never expected a band of religious fanatics to cause any trouble. Who would? As it turned out, a cult turned our shelter into their temple. We tried to reason with them and strike a deal, but the only offer we got was to become human sacrifices to their deity. We considered it, politely declined, and set off to find a new home. Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task, we can tell you that much. 78 damn days. There's a lot of pages to that particular story. You were driven away. I didn't even perish. Damn. Lots of good expeditions. We brought back a shitload of things. Said a lot of yeses. Defended the shelter really well. We were working our way towards building a tank. That went really, really, really well. Damn. I knew that abandoning the shelter like that was risky. I wonder if I should have just stayed. Oh, we almost got a tank. Almost got a tank. That's cool that this changes a little bit, it seems. Possibly as you discover new routes and things like that. I guess I just had to stick it out a little longer. Like, maybe I could have spent months down there by myself with the food and water that I had. Maybe that would have been the better option. And, like, important things like maps or whatever would be brought to me, or opportunities for maps. It's unclear, but that went way better than I ever expected it to. Not bad for a second run, I would say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.